Guys, this is Will of Will H Tech Review, back with another video, and I'm doing a follow-up video on the Logitech Slim Folio Pro Case for your Apple iPad Pro 12.9 2018 edition. So I picked this up a few weeks ago and I have been using it, and I wanted to come back and give you guys a follow-up on what I think about the case after having it for this time, and just tell you some things that I like about it, some things I don't like about it. So let's jump into it. So first, here's the case right here. As you can see, this has a rubbery type material to it. Doesn't really hold a lot of fingerprints. As you can see, I'm touching it here. It does get some, but it's not really bad with the fingerprints. You do have a little logo right there, Logi, which is nice. Does add some bulk to the device. It makes it kind of heavy, but overall it has a good feel to it. Now this is something that if you're a professional, I guess you could carry this. It's not, doesn't have anything on it to make it so outstanding or make it just stand out in your hand. So this would be something that you can carry if you're a professional. I'm not a professional, so I don't have to worry about that. Over here, as you can see, you have your speakers wide open right here, your mics. You do have your power button right there for your iPad right there. On this side, you do have your volume up and down, which you don't have to use those really, because not unless you're using it in the tablet form or something like that, you can use these. And these are very tactile, but they are, at the same time, they are very stiff as well. And then you have your flap here that keeps this from keeps it closed. And I do like that, because some cases you kind of flap open. So this is nice to have it, and it's magnetized. So you also have an area to carry your pen. Now, I don't have the official Apple pencil. I have a third-party one, but you can put it here. Or if you had the official Apple pencil, you can put it there and charge it at the same time. Or this is the place you can store it, just like I'm doing for mine here. So on this side, another cutout, you do have your Type-C charging port for the case, and then your power supply for your iPad and your two speakers. So that's pretty much all it is on the outside of it. Does add some weight and bulk to it, but that's nice. Here's the back of it with your camera. The camera is pretty flush here, but it's not sticking out, because you're not gonna damage your camera if you drop this. So this is a pretty rugged case. It does have some corners here that are extra thick, so if you drop it, I think this overall protect your device pretty good. So let's get on the inside of it. So here it is, how it's held inside. As you can see, these corners I was telling you about when I had it closed. As you can see, they're pretty thick there. So if you drop this, then you should get some pretty good drop protection. And it's held in the case pretty well. It has a nice slot right here that it slides into. And the way this is activated, there's a magnet strip right here. So when you attach that to the magnet, then it activates your keyboard. So if you got it in, say, this position here, your keyboard's not active, so you don't have to worry about pressing keys accidentally or anything like that. Now, it only has a couple of positions here, if you want to call that. You got it laying all the way back like that, or you can bring it up like this. So those are the two right there. As you can see, the magnet is pretty strong. I can shake it and it doesn't come loose very easily. You do have a indicator light here for the charge on your case. It's green now. Hopefully you guys can see that. If it turns red, green means fully charged. Red means that you need to charge it soon. I've been using it for 2 to 3 weeks. I have not had to charge it. Came out the box fully charged. Let's talk about the keyboard now. So the keyboard has your Apple shortcuts up here, or shortcuts up here. Just like I just talked about, the battery, have a Bluetooth pairing button here. You can lock your screen with a lock right here. Volume up, volume down, mute, fast forward, pause, reverse. On-screen keyboard, you have a dedicated search, and you have a key, some keys to brighten your keyboard. It has 3 different settings, areas, 3 different levels of brightness, I should say. So I turned the lights off here, so hopefully you guys can see this. So that's 1, 2, 3, and back down. So the keyboard light is a joy to use on this. That's one thing I really like about that keyboard, the keyboard, the light and the dark. So, and I also do have a dedicated home button here, as you can see. If I hit it twice, then it'll bring up my recent apps that I've been using right there. So that is nice. The keys, they do have some travel, but they don't have a lot of feedback. So you can hear they kind of loud as you hit on them, but pretty nice. It's not very big. I have medium-sized hands, so it fits my hands pretty good. So if I have my display locked, I can take my space bar, tap on it. As soon as it recognizes my face, it will unlock the device. So that leads into one of the cons I have here. Now, on some keyboard cases, you can use your up and down arrows or your side to side arrows to highlight different folders or whatever. Well, you don't have that option here to do that. So that's one thing. You're going to be touching your display quite a bit in certain circumstances. But now that they implemented the use of the Magic Trackpad and Magic Mouse, then you don't have to do that. But I use my regular mouse as well, and I can get some things done with it as far as strolling. Still doesn't allow me to, swap to my next page over, but the mouse does help. Another thing that I don't like so much in certain apps, say if I'm in Facebook here, I can't use the up and down arrows to stroll either. But if I'm in something like Twitter, then I can use my space bar to stroll. So that's a little inconsistency that you get right there. So another thing I like about this keyboard combination here, say if I'm in a certain apps here on the web, on the internet here, you still get your word pop-ups here. So let's go word suggestions here down here at the bottom, so you can just go ahead and tap that. So that's something that I like about it as well. So overall, this has been a great experience using this. I'm glad I picked it up from my iPad. One thing I don't really like these folio type cases, but and this one sitting on your lap is not too bad because it doesn't wobble as much as you can see, and it's you don't get wobble at the top of it. So this case has been great, man, especially the backlight and just the typing experience on it is not too small, not too light. You do have your shortcuts here, so I can go home, or I can just double tap and jump back into something else. But what I was telling you, say here, so here, if I had these arrows where they would drop back in, I could just drop here, hit my enter button, and be back into that app or whatever. So, but that's just a little something that I don't like about it. But overall, this is a great buy. The last time I looked, I haven't looked in a little while. Best Buy, where I picked it up, they had it as low as $97, all the way up to like $104 is what I bought it for. But if you can find it at that price, I think it's a great price to pick it up. And that they probably have it now for your 2020 iPad Pro as well. So, all right, guys, my look at the Logitech Slim Folio Pro case, keyboard case for your Apple iPad Pro 12.9. Catch you guys in the next video. Will H, and I'm out.